Hello everyone, and welcome to Ethics, Safety, and Regulatory Environments in Biotechnology. In this course, we'll be looking at the ethics behind several major areas of biotechnology, including assessments of the current debates behind topics such as genetic modification of people, GMO agriculture, and animal research. Now, our discussions will use the US as a focal point, but will also include comparative discussions of other areas of the world. We're also going to be exploring topics of workplace safety and regulations, as well as the ethical frameworks and issues that arise surrounding those regulatory frameworks. We're also going to look at issues pertaining to data generation in the biotech sector, as well as patentability. Now, a couple of notes before we get started. One thing that we all need to be aware of before starting this course is that as an ethics course, we are going to be engaging in discussions about topics that many may find controversial and are almost certainly going to disagree about. This is absolutely fine and totally encouraged. As far as my opinions go, there are really no wrong answers for many of these controversial topics, as long as you're able to clearly articulate and defend your opinions. Now, in fact, you're likely going to be forced to articulate and defend an ethical position or two that you may not hold yourself. Active, engaging discussions are hopefully going to form the backbone of this course, and you will hopefully find your opinions challenged and may find that you have to adapt or change them as you engage in conversations about those opinions that you hold. I certainly have my own opinions about the topics we're going to be discussing, and you may even lead me to change my mind or think about these topics from a different perspective. Brownie points if you do this. It'd be great. One other thing that you have to remember at all times, especially if you feel passionately about a particular topic, is that you are 100% expected to treat myself and the other students in this class with respect. This does not necessarily mean agreeing with somebody, but maintaining a professional tone is considered a requirement for successful completion of this course. If a discussion gets out of hand, I will ask to speak with you directly, most likely via phone or video conference, to explain where things went too far. However, if we have to have a second conversation about professional communication surrounding these discussions, that will be reflected in your final grade. The other area of this course that we need to address up front is plagiarism. As this is a master's level course, there will be a zero tolerance policy regarding plagiarism for all of your assignments. You need to be sure that you're presenting and defending your own ideas and using citations where appropriate. If you are unsure about where the line regarding plagiarism falls for a particular instance, please feel free to reach out to me to ask. I'm more than happy to provide non-judgmental feedback early for any assignment. However, once you turn it in, I will be grading it as is. Now, when you're engaging with this course, you'll find a number of important documents on Canvas explaining some more detailed information about various areas of this course. These include things like the course syllabus, a detailed calendar containing all of the deadlines for each week, as well as some notes about some computer software that you will find useful moving through this class. Please read through all of this information. I would also strongly encourage you to print out the syllabus and the calendar and keep them on hand for easy reference. Now, this course is going to be very reading heavy, and I've tried to keep the required video watching low in general consideration of this. You're going to be expected to have a copy of the required Intro to Bioethics textbook that we'll be reading during the first portion of the course, but all of the other texts are going to be provided to you, either directly via Canvas or as links so that you can go download them yourself. Now, as far as grading in this course goes, your assessments for completion of this course are largely going to be done through a broad number of discussion board assignments that vary in the content and their topics. For this type of course, I would generally consider these discussions to be the backbone, replacing our ability to have in-person conversations or discussions about these topics as we would be able to do in a traditional classroom. As such, we're all going to have the best possible course if you apply yourselves well and have these discussions actively, make them organic, participate more than the bare minimum required, and they'll be much more engaging and you'll get a lot more out of them. You're also going to have several papers that you'll be presenting, peer reviewing, and then turning in for credit. As I mentioned before, For most of the topics that we're discussing in this course, there are really no right answers. I will be assessing you primarily based on your ability to articulate and defend your opinions surrounding those topics. In Canvas, you'll find detailed information regarding the formatting guidelines for the written assignments in this class, as well as rubrics. Please use the rubrics as tools to ensure that you're meeting all of the expectations for a given assignment. You're also going to have two larger projects, a group project and an oral presentation, that you'll be completing this semester. More details about these will be provided as we progress in the course, but I would encourage you to start meeting each other early via the discussion boards, especially to organize a working group of 3 people that you'd be interested in doing the group project with. Your final assessment in this class will be a final exam. This will be a written final, but it's going to be considered open material. You're welcome to use any resources that you have, either online or the articles that we've read or your textbook. This final is going to be essay-based. You're going to be writing 3 short essays responding to a variety of topics, and you're going to have the full final week of the course to complete that exam. There will not be any peer review, nor will there be any rubrics provided for those essay responses. At that point in the course, I expect you to have a good understanding of what I'm looking for in your assessment of those topics. Now, I know that communication is going to be very important in this class, and you are going to have questions from me periodically throughout the course. The best way to get in touch with me is primarily going to be via email. That can be done either directly or through Canvas. I try to keep a very close eye on my email, and I'll generally get back to you very promptly. I will always respond to questions within 24 hours during the week, but during the weekend, I generally will say that give me 48 to get back to you. If I don't reply quickly for some reason, please reach out and bug me again. Occasionally during the semester, especially during finals week or midterms, my inbox gets quite full, and though I do my best to prevent it, an email will sometimes slip through the cracks. You're not going to bother me by reaching out and just saying, hey, just a reminder, please get back to me as soon as you can. You're also always free to call me on my office phone. If I'm not in my office, please leave a voicemail, make sure you include a callback number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm able. Now, I hope that this answers all of your initial questions regarding this class, but please feel free to reach out to me if I can answer any additional questions you may have. I look forward to seeing all of you in the discussions and having a great class.